He's very confident as a scare actor.
He's scary.
He's a little unhinged.
Real nice, like.
Here's the sad thing. I wasn't really going full into it either.
Yeah, he's psycho.
I had the adrenaline. Trust me.
He's a little, he's a little psycho.
Looked like one natural customer that the face of God was put in front of.
And then he shoved me in a cage.
We'll have more fun with this one.
It's a little bit unusual.
Well, we have an extreme blackout night, so I could have done a lot worse.
What happened? He also threw me in a chair.
Yes, he threw you in a chair as well.
Throughout this episode, you will see me being subjected to various scare tactics.
And at first you were like, oh my God, should we show this? Because maybe people won't want to go. Like, say if you were there with your girlfriend and you're in a haunt and then some guy just picks up your girlfriend.
It was a little unusual. I didn't know whether to bash him over the head with the camera or whether it was good for the show. Yeah, he's very passionate. Not everybody that goes to Phil Screams is going to get the same treatment. Because we are a TV show filming there, they know that they can amp it up in order to get the scares really delivered on camera.
And I really didn't know that was going to happen. He just did it.
There are plenty of grown adults that cannot make it through Phil Screams.
Yeah.
Like they take the first emergency exit. They're like, I'm out of here. I don't even want my money back. Just
let me out.
Get me off this freaking property.
When you go through the chainsaw barn, the chainsaw guys attack you, they'll pick out the person that's the most scared.
Gene is talking about Extreme Blackout Night. This is an intense experience, and due to the nature of the event, it only occurs one day a year. You will need to sign a waiver to participate, and trust me, this experience is not for the faint-of-hearted.
And then when you're unloading at the unloading station, next thing you know, the chainsaw guys jump out of the cornfield, they grab that person, take them back to the chainsaw barn, put them in a cage, and then when the next wagon comes in, they terrorize that person with the chainsaw, as well as the new wagon, and then after that wagon leaves, they release that person, and guess what? They go get another person from that wagon.
Adrenaline of knowing that you're going to be pushed to the limit of like being scared, but you know it's a controlled, safe environment.
Yeah, you're going to leave here laughing after you've been freaked out, screaming.
So that's, I mean, it gets a little crazier. So that's really extreme, things like that.
That would
so,
be me in the thing.
you gotta make sure you don't draw attention to yourself with freaking out too much.
A friend of mine said, they're only going to touch your head or like your hair or your ankle. So I said, okay, let me just put on my big girl pants and I'll do it. We are here to talk about our show that's on Amazon called Spooky Kisses Haunts. This is the second episode in the season, and it is of Field of Screams.
She is the host of Spooky Kisses Haunts. I am the producer. My name is Rich Perry. We're just here to talk a little bit about our TV show that is now streaming on Amazon Prime.
It was wicked scary. First haunt that I've been to where they can touch you, and I almost didn't go because of that.
For days, I was anxious about my visit to this small Pennsylvania town and to the Field of Screams haunted attraction in Mountville. But here I am.
Field of Screams. What a great episode. It's our second episode. What was your favorite part?
Well, I have a lot of favorite parts of that one, and I really love those guys.
So follow me on my journey
I never sat in an electric chair before.
through this amazing theme park as we document what it means to be a haunt owner.
I was really scared to meet them, actually, and I was scared to go there.
I'm gonna pull your eyeballs out and chew them up and then spit them back into your face.
Really scary. I mean, all these haunted attractions each have their own personality, but it is really, really scary in there. I think because they have so many actors.
Come with us as we take you on a journey of elaborate fantasies and thrills as we explore all manners of horror at the Field of Screams haunted attraction in Mountville, Pennsylvania. As you can see, I'm having a little trouble with these hayride monsters.
They could touch you, and I thought, oh, I don't know if I really want to do that. Yeah, touch you. This is a story of two brothers who grew up right here in this farm and took the best qualities of their mom with her creativity and her craziness and the great qualities of their dad, whose business sense and hard work allowed a dream to come true.
One of my favorite scenes is Gene, the owner, gets up into this silo that they've got there on the farm.
During our visit to Field of Screams, I was one of the few lucky ones ever allowed to climb their silo.
It's like 60 feet high, and you walk up with him and you get up to the top there and you do an interview with him, right?
As Gene explains how the nightly operations are run.
You're using your feet. I thought you were going to go up hands only.
He's one of two brothers, Gene and Jim, and he's talking about how they built this attraction, 30 years earlier, what they've been able to accomplish. And it's really inspiring about what people can do with their lives and what they can build.
Probably only a dozen people have ever been allowed to do this.
Is that true?
You're one of the few.
Everybody has a dream. Most people, their dream isn't to do or make a haunted attraction, right? But imagine that's your passion. You really want to do it, right? And you make it happen.
Really neat vantage point up here, especially to come up here at night. You can just see the entire operation. So we're 35 feet up in the air. If you look out here over the property, not one thing was here. This was a farm. It was just dirt, corn, cantaloupes, whatever we raised. You look across here, not one of these buildings was on this property. Not a telephone pole, not an electrical wire, no grass, no post. Nothing. So it's really cool to stand here. You can look across and see the hayride. You can see the wagons rolling into the unloading station, and all those people get up and get off and go through the tormented twister.
I have these drones flying around here. We've got the FPV pilot with us, Brandon, that was filming with us at that shoot. I think it's a really nice scene. It shows what they've been able to accomplish in that period of time.
Right a little further down the path is a wagon that is staged. Around the corner a little further is another wagon being loaded. If you look down the path a little bit, you can see one, entering the tractor sign or the pig skit. And if you look through the hayride path, there's a tractor almost at every single scene. And it's just a well-oiled machine. They're following a time soundtrack.
It is really a sight to be seen. Gene is describing the nightly operations at Field of Screams and how they manage the traffic flow for thousands of people that come here.
It was a nice interview. It was really good. And you can feel his passion. It comes through.
Going through the hayride path, and they're all forced to be just the right distance apart. And the customers are in the queue line, and you just see them. It's just over and over and over again.
Welcome to the Field of Screams Haunted Hayride. In order to ensure your safety and slightly increase your chances of ever returning alive, we must ask that you follow the rules of the ride. Alcohol, smoking, and profanity are not permitted. Once the ride begins, please remain seated and keep your arms, legs, and all body parts inside the wagon at all times.
And you look at that queue line and you think, man, it's with that number of people going through there, why is the queue line not getting any smaller?
I'm here with Big Steve, and he thinks that he can teach me, somebody who's scared of everything, how to be a scare actor.
The first step in the process, I think, is really the look. So I made my way up to the makeup room.
Now this isn't scary as well. We're trying to show you some stuff that isn't just the scares that we like, but what I really liked was when they did my makeup and they turned me into a scare actor, and it was intense. The makeup there is incredible. It really is. We're at Field of Screams, and there's so many actors here tonight, tons of them, but they still said that I could act a little bit and try to scare, and I don't even know if I can scare anybody.
And as you can see, it's pretty busy in here, but I'm hoping to find my look for the night.
The basic fundamentals of scare acting fall down to three very, very simple tactics.
They were making up spooky kisses as a scare actor in the makeup room, and at the same time, Steve, he was training you how to scare inside the haunt, how to be a scare actor. So we're back and forth between getting made up and becoming an actor.
One is attack and retreat. Now, attack and retreat means when you're hiding in your spot and the group's coming by, you attack, come out, say your skit line, project your character, you go right back in your hiding spot. Come out, say your skit line, project your character, you go right back in your hiding spot.
So she's gonna put the eyes in, and then I'm gonna go over to Justin, and then Justin is going to, do my makeup. The makeup here is incredible. It's really, really good. Their artistry, they use airbrush. This girl helped me put my contacts in.
Up, try to keep it open.
The third reason that this is the most effective scare tactic is for pacing. We're out here for long nights, 7, 8, 9 hours. If you're jumping out into your scene and going all crazy for 30, 45 seconds, you're gonna be worn out after an hour. The second basic fundamental to scare acting is your skit line.
Everybody loves ice cream.
A skit line is words that you say to convey your character and to scare the customer.
You can't let it take you like it took me. It takes over and you can't do anything.
I'm gonna cut your face off, or I'm gonna tear your heart out, play it like a Rubik's Cube. You know, the more creative and gruesome these skit lines get, the more scary that makes your character. Basic fundamentals. You got your attack and retreat down, you have your skit line, say I'm a dentist, then I'm gonna rip all your teeth out, and run away. I don't want you to rip my teeth out, get away from me. That's the kind of thing. Third basic fundamental to scare acting, and which kind of ties it all together, is actor credibility. Be your character. Don't show up if you're gonna be a zombie wearing fresh white, Nike sneakers and, all these accessories and stuff like that. You have to look like the zombie. You have to be the zombie. You have to project your character as a zombie. I'm not gonna come out as a dentist and be like, I'm gonna put bugs in your ears. That doesn't make sense. Because I'm a dentist, I'm not an exterminator. And it makes you more than just a jump scare. It makes you an experience.
Yeah, you don't want to have like white teeth with that one.
Very gross.
Thank you. Why, thank you. He said it looked gross.
And they put an enormous amount of time and energy into building the sets there.
Yeah.
And they're all kind of handmade, right? Because they both work in fabrication and welding shops, and they're able to create and build a lot of this stuff.
So the whole idea of Nocturnal Wasteland, it's their village. So, they're self-supporting electrical plants and their wastewater treatment plants and everything a community needs to survive.
They have Nocturnal Wasteland, which is like zombie acropolis.
Nocturnal Wasteland is one of the most impressive attractions at Field of Screams, and a feat of engineering. It uniquely suspends a school bus in the air while their haunted hayride rolls underneath it. Jim gives us an up-close and personal tour of this amazing outdoor attraction.
Read this warning before entering the Nocturnal Wasteland.
One of the 4 at Field of Screams.
This was my bike.
No way!
When I was a little kid. It's my bike, my childhood bike right here, guys.
Is the other brother? What a funny guy. I mean, I had a nice rapport with him. I felt like I knew him all my life, I really did.
Blackout night, you have to go in here by yourself. You have to grab onto the bar up there.
Why?
I'm not gonna tell you what. You gotta find out. You do keep your pants up, okay? So it's not that extreme, all right?
It seems like all the kids that work there love both of them. They really love them.
Electric Q is my...
That's the name, Electric Q? Okay, yeah. Electric Q people, watch out.
They got a lot of good people that work there and a lot of great actors. A lot of actors too. It's very intense.
The haunted hayride at Field of Screams is a highly elaborate and immersive experience. It takes you on a unique journey through its many hayride barns.
I love it. We went there a bunch of times, and I was actually sad when we finished shooting because I was like, oh, we don't get to go back to Field of Screams again. I really love those guys.
Oh, my baby hand.
Jim and Jean, they own it, and they grew up there, and their whole family. Their mom used to scare. She doesn't scare anymore.
My mother, this is Eleanor. And then they scream and run, she does a good job.
Well, I'm really excited because we have Annette Schoaf here.
Ow!
And she is the mother of Jim and Jean Schoaf.
Honey.
They've said they got some nice things to experience while you're waiting in the queue line to go into these attractions too, that keep you engaged.
Yeah, they got They got food and bands and, you know, all kinds of stuff.
If you haven't yet watched our Field of Screams episode on Amazon Prime Video, it's now streaming, it's now available. It is $3.
If you work in the hunt industry, you'll probably like it. You know what I mean? I think you'll like it. If you go to them, that's really where we're focusing on. The people that go to the hunts, you guys are the ones that are really gonna like it. And then if you're too scared to go in, let me be the guinea pig. I will be the one that gets scared and shows you it. And it's funny too, it's not just like, whoa, tip for you. Never ask a hunt actor to put you in a headlock. You'll be sorry.
Let us know what you think, write a review. You know, it's only gonna help us make more of this content. It's really appreciated. We're hungry, we're begging for you to go and watch.
Not for the faint of heart.
It's not.
I'm very scared. It's gonna be really scary for me.
You know, for $3,
Oh, I think you'll like it. That's less than a cup of coffee.
you'll be feeding a filmmaker.
Yeah.
All right, we'll let it go at that.
All
But
right.
thank you for joining us. Catch us.
Yeah,
for the
go look
next
at Field of Screams. You'll love it. It's very, very popular. It's a really popular haunt.
Yeah, that it is.
Check it out.
Bye.
Bye.